Okay, here we are on the CL175. I lost the video that I took doing the compression test, and I'm happy to report that we got 135 on cylinder number 2, and on cylinder number 1 we have 112, which isn't great, but we'll see what it looks like after we run it. We have given up on starting it because there's just too much stuff to replace. And parts have started to come in. One of the things that we are replacing next is the main wiring harness. As I pointed out before, this has been butchered. I do have to splice in some old connectors, and which will be fun, and I'll enjoy doing that. So that will be the next step on this, but the video we're making right now is on restoring the directional mounting brackets, which were pitted very bad. They're supposed to be chrome. We're going to see what we can do about replating those. Alright, see you next time down Dave's Garage. Okay, I've started some restoration on the CL175. The rear directional mounts are awful. As you can see, they're pitted beyond polishing. So what I'm going to do is I'm sandblasting, and I'm going to pre-polish, clean, and nickel plate them. I've sandblasted one. It's got some pitting through it. I'll see how much I can polish out, but this is going to get nickel plated. I'll have to wash it with muriatic acid, 10% solution, rinse it in water, and then start my plating process. So we have a couple more nuts and bolts to go, and we'll finish sandblasting. And these are the other brackets that had some paint on them, some black spray paint and some surface rust. I have these soaking in lime away, which is great for getting rid of that rust, and we'll see if the paint comes off also. Alright, so onward. Okay, now I've got all the pieces sandblasted the best I can, and I'm going to take them over first on a steel wheel and finish up with a brass wheel. You can see all that pitting on there. I may take this on the sander or put a sanding disc on here and see if I can take some of that off. Yeah, get some of that pitting out of there. We'll keep working it. Okay, sanding on the belt sander, got most of the pitting out there. Added some striations, which I'm buffing out. But to get this this pitting here, I'm going to try sanding pad on the disc. Let's see what it does. I actually like the way this is working a lot better than the belt sander. I'm going to rework the side. I'm quite happy with that. We'll see how that takes the nickel plating after I clean it up. Alright, more of the same. Okay, I've got my parts bubbling away in my, was a little more than 10%, maybe 15%. Muriatic acid solution. Always pour acid into water, not water into acid. Otherwise it'll splash and could get in your eyes. I've been wearing my safety glasses. Put my visor on. I've got gloves on. So we're going to take these and rinse them. This is distilled water with a little baking soda to neutralize the acid. Can't believe I just got a flat washer. Ooh, 2 flat washers. I only got 1 part left to go, I think. Yeah. And I have to find another cover for that. Okay, I'm going to go give this another rinse. And we'll be back. Okay, now I've got all my parts creatively hanging in our magical bath of solution. We purchased this. You can make your own with vinegar and salt, but this has some extra special ingredients supposed to make it work really well. I've got 2 nickel plates, 1 on either side. They're jumped together. That's our anode. And the negative is my cross piece that everything's hanging from. And that is my cathode. And that's what's going to take the plate. So, already seeing things bubbling. Wow, really bubbling. I've got a lot of action going on here. I didn't think it was going to be that beautiful. Look at that. I might be a little high powered. Might want to slow it down a little bit. Go down to 1 amp. I'm gonna let that sit for. I'm gonna let that sit for an hour at least before we look at again. All right. We'll be back. Okay. I just turned this off. It's been going fast and furious for about an hour and a half. In the meantime, I've cleaned up these plates after soaking in lime away, loosened up the rust. I was able to get 99% of this polished up, looking almost like new. So very happy with that. A little interior pitting, but we're not going to be too picky. That looks like a million bucks compared to what we had. Let's see what we got going on here. We have surely nickel-plated things. I'm not sure why we have weird striations here and there on these bigger parts. My bolts came out good. Let me take these off. These are done. Okay, we'll go with that for a while. And we'll wash and buff up the other ones and see what they look like. Well, a little buffing. These really came out nice. They've retained their character. They've got scratches and blemishes, but they are definitely nickel plated, and even threads and all that, but they're guaranteed not to rust ever, pretty much. So we've got the original bolts. Look at that, a little bit of character, washers, everything. These two pieces I'm letting cook a little bit longer, and but I'm not worried now the way I saw these buff up, even though they had dark spots and light spots. When you start buffing it, that all those impurities went away, and just got really nice nickel plating. So I think I'm going to be doing quite a bit of this. I don't know how long the solution lasts. I don't know if I'm depleting it or enriching it by using it. We'll find out. Well, there we are, the last of the pieces. I'm very pleased. You know, again, they have minor imperfections, but you remember what they looked like at the beginning of the video. This is amazing. Just wonderful what you can do with little electricity and some chemistry. Yeah, these old parts look like brand new, and they'll never rust. All right, this is what you can do with a little nickel plating. I'm very happy with the way these came out. The original directionals were real metal instead of the plastic, so I'm obviously going to keep those. The color is a little off on the lenses. They've been sitting out in the sun probably for a long time, but I think originality is more important than pretty. But look at that. All right, now we've got some more serious work to do. We're going to start on the wiring harness next. See you next time down in Dave's Garage.